Good afternoon, everyone. I am out here once again looking for the Carolina spring salamander here in the Georgia Piedmont. Now today I am at a new site where I have not found them before, so I'm going to be hiking up little streams just like this right here, looking for smaller springs and seepage areas. I will be following some ravines up to where the water comes out of the ground, hoping to find some adult spring salamanders. So any other reptiles or amphibians are welcome as well, but springs will be the main target today. So I'm going to hike up this stream right here and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so the first salamander of the day is this nice seal salamander here. Appears to have a regenerated tail. As you can tell, it's pretty short, kind of rounded off at the end. Probably didn't happen too long ago, but yeah, nice healthy seal salamander. Not the most common salamander here in the Georgia Piedmont, but they are pretty common throughout most of the Appalachian Mountains. The ones here are often solid gray or sometimes even a black like this and don't have much pattern. But I'm just going to gently try to get this guy to go back under his log here. Alright, the next salamander of the day is this little larval red salamander here. As you can see, this salamander is tan. Pretty large for a larvae. That's one way you can easily identify these red salamanders. And if you look closely here on top, you will see that it is actually missing its rear left leg, and that could have been taken off by a crayfish, a larger salamander, any number of things really. But yeah, this is a really good sign here. This means adults are in the area. This is textbook red salamander habitat here. Very little surface water, but as you can see, this is a seep that is coming out of this bank here, and it trickles down into a slightly larger stream here. So really they have everything they need. The larvae are really common in these groundwater habitats here that are coming directly out of the ground. But yeah, nice little larval red salamander. I'm going to get some voucher photos here in this container and put it back in its seep. So underneath this big flat rock here on this dry hillside, we have not one but two red salamanders that are really similar in size. Not quite identical, but pretty similar looking. I'm not sure if it's a pair or what's going on. Typically they are aquatic when they breed in the fall, and we're in winter now, so I'm not sure what they're doing up here. I actually came up on this hillside here to flip some tin because it's somewhat warm today. The little streams and seepage areas I was following up led me up here to this dry upland habitat, but I'm glad I came up to check it out because now that I'm away from the water here, I found one of my targets today. Red salamanders are really common along headwater streams and habitat, just like what we was in back there where I filmed the larvae, but you typically don't expect them to come up here in these kind of habitats. Maybe if we would have had a heavy rain or something, but we really haven't. So yeah, I'm going to try to keep them from going into this burrow here, get some good photos of them both, put their rock back, and we'll see if we can find us a spring salamander. Right here is one more look at these two red salamanders here in the specimen container, because I could not get them both to sit still out on top of this rock. I just put their rock back here and I'm preparing to put them back. But yeah, once again, really aquatic species, but they can do great on land as well. After rains, you typically expect to see them move up into these upland habitats to find new spring and seepage areas and search for food. They can wander quite a bit, but this was really random here. This is the rock they were under right here. And as you can see, this is just a open pine-dominated hillside here. There's some tin laying around and stuff for snakes, but as you can see, really dry, no water anywhere too close. So yeah, really surprised to see these up here, but I'm just going to put them back under their rock and keep on after it. All right, everyone. I just got done hiking through the last spring salamander site that I'm going to be hitting today. And I actually found 2 Carolina spring salamanders this evening, but both of them quickly disappeared in burrows shortly after I caught a glimpse of them, so that did not do me much good. But I'm sitting up here right now on this nice little rock bluff here, taking a break and looking down at this beautiful habitat here. Right here is an example of the habitat I have been hiking through all day, basically little rocky seepage areas just like this right here in these steep ravines. Really ideal habitat for the Carolina spring salamander, but again, they are just incredibly tough to find on the surface, and it was not working out. But yeah, with that being said, I am quickly running out of daylight, so I'm going to hike out of here. I may be going out to road cruise tonight, so I'm going to keep a check on the weather. I might just go out and find some cool stuff, but if I'm not able to, I will see you guys the next time I go out. Good evening, everyone. It has been a day since you last seen me, and the rain ended up not doing what it needed to do here last night, and it's kind of looking like it's going to be the same type of weather here tonight. So with that being said, I'm driving to the coastal plain of Eastern Georgia and a small area of South Carolina to do some road cruising tonight. The conditions are far better down this way, and it's looking like we're going to get a lot of rain. So I'm going to drive 2 hours east, and I will see you guys when I get there. First salamander of the night is this exceptionally beautiful little spotted salamander here. These are the more common of the ambystomatids that live here, but this one is really nice. Notice the exaggerated orange spots on the head, and it actually has something going on with its eye here. I can't tell if that is from an injury or if it's just blind, if something has happened there, but other than that, gorgeous pattern on this one here. I'm actually cruising for Eastern Tiger Salamanders and several other cool species right now, so I'm going to move this little spotted salamander off the road here, and we will see what else we can find. And the next amphibian of the night is not a salamander, it is a gorgeous little Eastern Spadefoot toad. These are a super secretive species. I was actually not expecting to see them tonight. They spend the majority of their time underground. They are very subterranean and are seldomly seen outside of their breeding season, but they can be really surface active during winter rains like what we are in here. It is in the upper 60s right now, so there's a variety of amphibians out enjoying this nice weather. Eastern Spadefoot toads have a really wide distribution as well, but it's pretty patchy. They're very habitat specific. They really prefer well-drained, kind of sandy, dry soils to burrow in. Yeah, really unique amphibians. There's not really any other frogs or toads in the United States that look like these. So I'm going to move this guy off the road here, get some good photos, because I have actually not seen many of these. I just found my first 2 not long ago on the Capital Plateau in northwestern Georgia. And this is my first one from the coastal plain here. So I'm going to move him off the road, and we'll see what else we can find. And the next amphibian of the night is another little spadefoot toad here. This one is not quite as large or as attractive as the last one, but any spadefoot is a good spadefoot. And these are awesome little amphibians. Anytime you can see them in numbers, it is really cool. Hopefully this is one of those places. Since I have already found 2, that's a pretty good sign. Check that out. These are so incredible looking. But I'm just going to move this little guy off the road because the heavy rain has stopped now, and it is just a light drizzle currently, so go on, little buddy. Alright, everyone, the next amphibian of the night is one of the main targets. This is a big, gravid female Eastern Tiger Salamander that Richard and Reed just turned up here. Really beautiful and a nice open stretch of habitat. Again, these salamanders are often associated with agricultural fields, big farm ponds, and things of that nature. This one is really dark here. You can tell by how girthy she is. She is likely full of eggs. Really dark coloration compared to the ones I was just finding up in the ridge and valley of extreme northern Georgia. Really beautiful. This is the first one of the night. It was raining really hard, and then it actually stopped, and now it's just kind of a drizzle and isn't raining at all at the moment, so hopefully we will see more of these. I'm just going to get some photographs of this big girl here and let her move to her breeding pond. We'll see if we can find any more. Right here is a closer look at this big, beautiful Eastern Tiger Salamander here, now that we have got her to calm down and stop running around. Unfortunately, these cars will not stop flying up and down the road. They're probably smashing salamanders, but that's just part of the game, unfortunately. Yeah, really nice specimen, really dark, chunky. Beautiful salamander. But we're just going to let her go in the direction she was heading and keep on cruising. And the next amphibian of the night is this big gravid female spotted salamander here. It is only the beginning of the breeding season for these guys, but it is getting close to the end of the breeding season for the Eastern Tiger Salamander. These are more spring breeders, but of course down here in the coastal plain, spring is basically January to February, and then that is over, at least for these guys. Whereas the tiger salamanders are winter breeders, so they typically breed from December to January, and then their season is wrapping up. But yeah, this is another big gravid female here. Obviously moving to a breeding pond to lay eggs, so I'm just going to let her continue in the direction she is going here, and we'll see if we can find anything else. And right here we have a big female Eastern Spadefoot toad. This one is significantly larger than the previous two I found. As you can see, she is sort of puffing herself up here. They kind of ball up and have a pretty unique defensive posture compared to most frogs and toads. Yeah, another nice Eastern Spadefoot toad. Apparently this is one of those places where they move in numbers. There's not too many places where you can see this many of them all at once. Right, here's a size reference for her. Yeah, another nice large Spadefoot toad. I'm going to move her out of the road here so somebody doesn't come by and smash her, and keep on road cruising. Alright, take off down this way, big girl. There we go. And right here we have another Eastern Tiger Salamander. Really nice one here. Just about the same size as the last one, maybe a little bit longer, not quite as girthy, but really nice looking individual. Crossing the road here, the rain is just now really picking back up. It's not too much and not too little, so hopefully there's a good movement about to start. It's been pretty slow here for this past hour. I think this might be a male here. Let's find out. Nope. It is another female, actually, just maybe not gravid, but still really good size, really stocky. Beautiful Eastern Tiger Salamander. I'm going to move her off the road here and we will get a closer. Alright, right here is a closer look at this gorgeous Eastern Tiger Salamander here. Now, I am actually in extreme western South Carolina here, pretty close to the Georgia state line, but I am in South Carolina, so this is my first Tiger Salamander here in the state of South Carolina. These guys have a really patchy distribution really throughout most of the southeast, but especially here in the coastal plain they are not doing super well. They are very habitat specific. Again, they depend upon these big open ponds, typically in open kind of prairie-like areas. Again, that can be agricultural habitat as well. But really patchy distribution here. Even with that, they are still easier to find here than in the ridge and valley of northern Georgia, where I found the tiger salamanders in one of my previous videos. But yeah, still not an easy salamander to find here. In the last video where I was finding tiger salamanders, I was primarily finding males. I did not find any females. And as you see tonight, they have all been females, so that indicates that we are actually at the end of the season now. So there may be one more good night or two to find these, but if this is it, I'm happy. I have found some nice ones tonight, but I'm just going to move her off the road here in the direction she is heading and keep on cruising, and we'll see if we can find some more. And right here we have another nice little spotted salamander here. This one is a bit smaller than the first few that I found, but again has the nice orange spots on the head, really vibrant spots all over. Beautiful pattern. Again, the spotted salamanders are much more widespread and easier to find than the Eastern Tiger Salamanders, but it does not take away from just how beautiful they are, and they are a unique species in their own right. Really good looking salamanders, always a pleasure to see. I never really get tired of seeing these, and they really have a pretty short season when they are active, at least in numbers. So yeah, another great looking spotted salamander. I'm going to take some quick photos of this individual and let it cross the road in the direction it is heading here, and we'll see what else we can find. And tiger salamander number 3 for the night is a really attractive male here. This guy has a bit more pattern on him. As you can see, he is leaner and has a more flattened paddle-like tail, really swollen cloaca. Nice healthy adult male here. I actually barely saved this guy from getting smashed on the road. I seen him up ahead and put on my blinkers and jumped out, and the car behind me tried to swerve and go around me, and of course he was right there, so I barely grabbed him in time before he got hit. So I now have him off the side of the road here. But yeah, this is a textbook coastal plain tiger salamander. Really nice looking individual. If I can get him to calm down here. The eyes on this salamander are really unique looking. They're a really light blue. I haven't really seen that in too many tigers. He's pretty different looking. What an incredible looking animal. I was just about to leave and call it a night because it had slowed down, and then the rain picked back up, and here this guy was. I really just can't get over this salamander's eyes. They are very unique looking for an Eastern Tiger Salamander. Again, you notice this guy's pattern. It is much darker than the pattern of the spotted salamander, and a lot of that is to blend in with the dead grass that is out here in the winter months in these big open ponds they use in fields. So yeah, really nice male Eastern Tiger Salamander. Beautiful individual for the third one. I think I'm just going to send him on his way here, and hopefully he will make it to his breeding pond and find some females. And right here we have another massive Eastern Spadefoot toad. This may be the biggest one of the night here. I think it is. This is a very large female here. I hadn't seen these in a few hours, so I think this makes number 4 now. I kind of feel like saying tonight is quality over quantity, but honestly the quantity is there too, and it's really top tier stuff. Eastern Spadefoot toads are just awesome, and it's so rare to see them in numbers. This one is really nice here. But anyway, I'm going to get some good pictures of her and move her off the road and keep on cruising. These things are so funny because they ball up and do their little defensive posture thing, and then they will just sit, and it actually looks like they're sitting upright just looking at you like this one is here. It's really funny to see. But anyway, I'm going to move her off the road now and keep on after it. So it has now been about 6 hours since I began road cruising earlier, and the rain has finally stopped for the night. And once the rain stopped, the movement really slowed down as well. So now I am making my way back home to Atlanta. I have about a 2.5 hour drive north, and it is 1:30 a.m. right now, so I'm really tired. But with that being said, I'm really happy with everything we got tonight. Good numbers all around, really good quality. Lots of Eastern Spadefoot toads. That was one thing that really surprised me. They are so secretive and subterranean. Anytime you can get good numbers of them is a good night. So that was awesome. And 3 Eastern Tiger Salamanders. If you find 1 Tiger Salamander in a night, it's a good night in my opinion. So I will take 3 anytime. And lots of good spotted salamanders and other stuff in the mix as well. But yeah, I'm going to continue thinking outside of the box and targeting stuff like this. I'm trying to focus on species that I feel are either underrated, underappreciated, or are just so rare. There's not many people targeting them. get out and find common stuff all day, but that's not really what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to show you guys something different and showcase the stuff that I feel like needs a little bit more love and attention. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm going to keep this up for as long as I can throughout the winter months and throughout salamander season. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Do all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.